Sure.
All right. So what I had understood is you were looking to integrate Excel and Outlook together. And so if we create a table as two and there is CC, there could be a column of BCC also. There are various subject lines that we have, and it could be varying body subject, like not the subject, but the text in the body could also be different. And then we have to attach the attachments. It could be one attachment, it could be more than one attachment. So how do you do it? So let's start.
Shivani, can I ask one one field as well? So usually there is a standard disclaimer which comes at the end of the email.
So that's a part of your signature.
Okay, that will be part of the signature.
Yes.
But if it is, even if it is a big text, means quite
it's
a
a
big
signature. However, the signature is like in my also they at the end there is there's a signature at the end.
Okay.
So whatever the text is, it will all come as it
okay.
is.
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So this is where I was stuck. That's why I did not log in, because I was all research spending time on that. So let's start what all is to be done. So couple of new things getting introduced over here, because now we want to work with the Outlook application. So just like how we were doing in charts, we did in pivots and many, in ranges and tables, all we were doing, we were trying to store the objects in the variable name and using the variable name throughout the code. So same thing we are doing. We are defining email app. It could be email app or any variable as outlook.application. And then we are going to set. So anytime you are using a variable to store an object, we use the keyword set. So set followed by the email app equal to new Outlook application. So this helps me to do what? It helps me to launch the Outlook. Okay. Then I have used a variable called source, in which I'm going to store the path of the attachment that is there. And the path, if you look at over here, I've already defined as a part of the attachment. So because I was thinking, they may not be one standard path that we are always using. So depending on where the attachments are, the path may vary. So what I did is put the path and the name of the workbook in these cells for attachments. So the source is going to be taken from this column E. So far, so good. Very easy right now. Then I made sure that we activate the right sheet in which the table was kept. And now I want to run a loop so that all emails are sent one by one. So what I did is for I is equal to 1, range A1 to A1 Excel down dot count. So what this is doing, this is going to A1, which is the word 2, doing control shift down arrow key. It counted a total of 3 and -1. So I get to know there are 2 emails that I need to send, right? There are 2 email messages are there. So this helps me to find the number of emails to be sent. Now, whatever work we are doing for one email, that needs to be repeated. So this is what you see underneath is now what is required to send one. Now the same email, if I want to send multiple times, right, or multiple emails need to be sent. So what I've done, I've put a for loop. This for loop is helping me to repeat this process. So for one email, what we need to do, again, I've defined something called email item as outlook.mail item. What this is doing, this is creating a email message for us. And again, the same thing, we are setting this email item to email app. Email app was what? Outlook. In Outlook, we are doing dot create item. And this is again a syntax that we have to follow. So once the item is created, now what? Now once it is almost like, when you are in your Outlook and you click on new. So this part is ready. Now what you have to do, you have to put your 2, you have to put CC. If there's BCC, you'll add that. You put your subject line, you put body and attachments, and then you send it. So same process needs to be followed. So where are we doing all this 2 and CC? We are doing it to this mail item, because mail item refers to what? It refers to the new body, that the new email that opens up. So what we are doing with email item dot 2, I'm picking from column A. Dot CC, I'm picking from column B. The subject line from column B, subject from column C. So till this part, it's okay. It's clear.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Shani.
Okay. Then this is where I was getting stuck. I was not able to get the signatures, the default signatures, and Gunjan was a last minute angel for me in this case. So I don't know why we have to do this, but there's something called dot display, and what it does, it first opens the messages, it displays it, and then when you attach the body of the email into your signatures, then the signature goes out. So what I have done, I've taken a variable called sign as a string, and dot display of what, of the email item, and sign I have assigned as whatever is the email body dot html. So what this particular thing is doing, assigning the default signature of email. Okay, whatever is your default signature, it is being assigned to the string called sign. Then comes the body. How do you give what is the content? So dot html body. Inside that, you can define what should be the body style in terms of what should be the font size, what should be the font style, that you can define over here. And the content I am bringing from column D again, because the content could vary from email to email. And just giving RLF to go to the next line, and then appending the component of sign over here. This is also clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Till now, what it has done, it went to Outlook, it opened it, it assigned the whatever is the text, it's written that, it's put something in CC, something in to, something in CC, and a subject line has been added. Till this part is done through your codes. Now,
Ishani,
yes.
in the Excel file where the body of the email is mentioned written, can you show that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What is this P?
P tag. This P tag, what was happening, again, something, lot of examples that I was looking online over there, all the text that you had to put in the body of the email was part of the code itself, and formatting was done over here. Now, what was happening, even though if I'm giving a next line in Excel, my VBA code could not understand that this is a next line. So it was putting all the content in one single line.
Okay.
So the way to make it distinguish that this line or this paragraph has ended and go to the next line, this P tag was required.
It's
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shani, it's a totally depend on HTML coding.
Okay.
So that's in the HTML coding, that means
Vivek, you're on mute.
Yeah, you have to wear it.
sorry.
P stands for paragraph, I
Yes,
guess.
it's a paragraph.
Okay, P stands for paragraph. All right. So P tags have to be put. Now, your question might also be, this is also too much work to put P tags. So I don't know if you guys remember, I told you one of my client had this issue of putting the P tags around the text, right? So I'll send you that function. So you can use that function, put your P tags, get your body ready, so that it can be properly formatted once it is being attached.
And also
Okay.
you can add your signature coding also in body part.
I did that, but I was thinking that why should I add something which is by default in my email? So instead of putting it over here at the end, it's better that we are able to do this part of the coding, right? This helps us. I think I found this way much better than putting it in the text. Before I was able to crack this, I had put it in the body and I would have told you this thing only. Since I don't know how to get a default, I have put it in the body of the email. But then again, all these things are a little extra work to your original work. So as much as we can reduce and get the defaults is the best.
I think default is on. We should on from the Outlook.
Yeah, default is from Outlook only.
1 minute. When we are creating a new email,
Mhm.
our signature is coming automatic.
But when you create an email through VBA, signatures does not come. Then it doesn't come. I tried this thing because that was in my thought process that probably I have missed some setting in my Outlook, because anytime I'm creating a new email, typically signatures will come. It does
Actually,
come when
when
you're
I-
creating.
Actually, when I create a mail, when creating my new email, sorry, signature in email, so there is a right side, choose default signature.
Yes.
So previous is not on. After some days, I realized something missing, and it's not coming default. So when I turn on this new message or reply and forward, so there are, I'm creating two different signatures. So one I select which is needed. So I select there.
I understand that, Vivek. And like I said, in Outlook, obviously that setting is there. However, when you create email, that is what I experienced right now. When I created email through VBA, that default signature did not pop up at all. It did not. Because think about it, if that was happening and when I run the code, right? So ideally, if it did pop up, then in my email, and Pratik is also going to kill me for, I've just sent it to a lot of people. Okay, so over here, ideally, it should have been multiple signatures in that case, if the default was also going. But it's only one, right? Okay. So I understand your point. When you're creating something in an Outlook, automatically the signature pops up when you set it as a default. But that was not happening when we were doing, at least I was when I was doing in VBA.
I think because it's not on.
It is on. Gunjan, you want to shed some light on it? What is your experience?
No, create any new email.
Okay.
And go to the signature where we, yes, signature. And your none. Look, reply and forward is none.
Reply and forward could be none, but the default is already there now when a new email is creating.
When you select there none, please select it. And when you creating by code, it's automatic pop up.
All right, let's check this thing. Let me stop sending it to Pratik. See, it's only one. Still only one.
Default. I think it's default.
I understand what you're saying, Vivek, but like I said, I did try multiple times. It didn't work. I completely understand what you're saying, but it didn't work. That's why.
But my works, so I told you.
Okay, yeah, but I tried all those things. It didn't work for me.
Okay.
All right. So, Kshitij, you had a question?
Yeah, Shani. Can you please explain this sign part again? I mean, how does it work? Email item dot HTML body.
Okay, so I honestly would not know exactly how it is working, but this dot display definitely what it does is, if you look at it, it kind of displays your email for a fraction of seconds, right? So this is what dot display does, and when it does that, it is picking up the signature, because what is the body of the email that time? It's only your signature.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it is picking that up and storing it in the string of sign.
Okay.
All right. And then what we are doing, we are again assigning the body of the email, the font style, font size, whatever is the text in our Excel, and then the string of sign. So it's like
Okay.
you open email, whatever is the body, you're capturing that part, and then you are concatenating with your body in Excel.
Okay. So this font size and all these for the body, not for the
Yes, for the
signature.
body.
Okay.
Signature would be by default already set.
Yeah. Okay. And that would be in next line with VBA CL.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay.
And
Thank
Charlie,
you.
I just want to ask you, by default we add a signature in our, by whenever we are opening new email or our any kind of reply. So if what if we have already added the signature, do we need to add this sign section in the coding?
Yes. Like I was said, it doesn't work. At least for me, it didn't work at all. If there was a default already set, it did not work for me. So I had to write this thing to get the signature.
And one more thing, like whatever we want to attach on that mail, we need to create a separate worksheet for this, for all the content which we are need to we have to.
Absolutely. Because see, for example, I'll tell you why I said this is something you made me do for my office work. Sometimes we run workshops, or let's say if I have to issue certificate to 40 people at Genpact, right? Everybody's email address is different. Your attachments are different because your certificate is same. Now I also have mail merge, which is in Word and Excel collaboration, and it helps me to email. But the disadvantage of mail merge is there is no attachment. Now, if I have to send to 40 of you, let's say text could be whatever is your name and your marks or successful completion of blah, 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 but your attachments are different. So I will just create the sheet of 40 people and just run the code. All the 40 emails will be sent together.
And what if we want to send the same content to all 40 people?
Then the content part is going to be common. Over here, you can do a control D. The content part you can copy paste, right? Control D to have the same content for all.
Okay, so it would be better to create a separate sheet for this.
It is better to create a separate sheet, yeah, because otherwise if you don't create a sheet, it's pretty much that you're doing manually one by one. Then it's as good as sending emails by hand only.
So for this, we if we are creating a separate sheet, so we have to activate in the coding, we have to activate this sheet first, and then content should be copy here what we need to share.
Or you can keep, like I have created this as a separate workbook only, okay, and I'm going to keep it in such a way that anytime this kind of task is there where I have to email to multiple people with different attachment, I'll take this as a template. This will be my template. I'll fit information inside it.
But we use this worksheet in the coding, right?
This worksheet is activated in the coding, yes.
Yeah.
So somewhere over there on the top, it's activated.
No, I just want to say that suppose there are in this workbook there are 4 sheets, and we are coding. We are working as we are coding on the worksheet 1. Whatever we are coding, that is in worksheet 1.
So the data is in sheet 1.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
coding module, but data is in sheet 1, right?
Yeah, right. And we are creating work in another worksheet to create this template only.
Why you want to create 2 templates? Template is also the point of having a template is that you fit in your information in there and you run it.
Okay.
Right? Why do you want to create multiple sheets anyways?
No, in worksheet 1 we are making coding.
What do you mean by worksheet 1 as coding? Front end has no coding, right? That's where the data is. What do you mean by sheet 1 has coding? Front end and back end are 2 different things, right?
Got it.
Okay.
Now got it. Thanks.
All right. Okay, Manoj, thank you. But I think what you have sent is exactly what I've put over here. Not the same line of codes, but the same concept. Okay.
Ishani, I was
Yes.
wondering,
Hmm.
see, what I do is basically I paste the pictures with the help of array rather than text. I was trying on the computer if that text thing could be overwritten, since when we put down the value body as a string, it removes the by default signature. So the single line for that to avoid this mistake is simply pop up the mailbox with dot display. Then on the HTML body, just write down your string. We can store that part on a dim string and assign that value to the string. So the body would be string and again at the last dot HTML body that will ensure the default signature is at the bottom of the string. Two-liner codes.
Hold on. So in this code, hold on. Okay, hold on, Gunjan. Which part are you saying? This one, str.
Yes, where you have written dot HTML body, that's the string and the concatenation of dot HTML body again.
Huh. No, I'm not clear what you said. Sorry.
No, please. We first pop up the mail item.
This is by dot display. Correct.
And also we can avoid sending the mail since we are debugging it. So we can comment out dot send at last if you have sent it, so that we can look at the screen hold if it is working right.
Okay.
We can comment out this thing and let's keep out of the loop and just try if the mail body is working as per our expectation. So just keep out of the loop.
I'll have to give a value to I is equal to 1.
Since we are putting it dot 2 is a range of something, let's keep it a blank string since we are just checking out the mail body.
Where are you saying?
On the parameters of dot 2, just keep it a blank string or just say @gmail.com.
Oh, that's okay. It's my.
Okay, no worries. Then you can comment out also that sign equals to email item dot HTML body.
Over here.
Yes.
Okay. Then this will
on
also.
Yes, this will be removed and dot HTML body will be the code.
This one.
Yes, after the string, just put down the and HTML body dot HTML body. So for example, we have taken that whole string of parameter body HTML tags to our separate. Yes.
Okay. F5. Okay. Oh, you're saying the image was not coming previously, now it's coming. That's what you're saying.
Yes, since we are removing the body with a string, so we have to again put down the body at the last and display the body at the top. To avoid sending it, we just comment out the dot send.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So in nutshell, I don't need the sign part at all. This part I don't need. Correct? Deleting it, Gunjan. All right. Okay. So I don't need this, and when I send it will go out. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Ankita, you had a question.
Yeah, Shani. So I was basically asking that if you can go on to that, yes. So is it important to mention the font and everything, or is there any default setting that if you don't mention it, it automatically decide?
Say that again.
What if we don't want to mention the font and the style?
So don't put it. Don't put this thing. Remove this line at all completely. It will simply become like this. Range this. That's it. Okay. So it's entirely up to you. You want to put it like this or you don't want to. If I press F5. Oops. I forgot to remove the send. I put the send again. Anyways, damage is done. So again, it is going with your default settings, I think. Should not be a problem. All right, Ankita? Said. Ankita?
It seems all VBA aside and this sending with Outlook is different thing.
Oh, why do you think I did not do so far? But it's good.
It seems
It's
more
good.
complicated than all the old VBA.
It's not actually complicated. For the very long time, I was not able to get my Outlook open. So I'd sent a distress message to Gunjan. It's not happening. I was like, I don't know why it's not happening. I was trying XYZ. Suddenly it started working. So I don't know. I think one more thing, I'll send this code to you and you guys also should try. Let me just finish this thing. I'll put it up in the LMS. Yes.
Ishani, this HTML body, we don't need to assign it like any
It's not
something.
a
It's a
variable.
syntax. It's a
It's
syntax.
it's a property. Like you have email item. Email item is the, like you had objects of Excel. Over here also we have objects of Outlook.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your email item is a email body that you created. The email, when you click on new, the window that comes, it's that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there are properties to it like to CC, BCC, subject, body. They're part of
Right.
their properties.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not a variable. It's your
Okay.
property of your email item.
Then why do you put this concatenate dot HTML body?
So this, what we are saying is, this is for getting your default signature. Otherwise, if I don't put this, the signature doesn't pop up in your email. And typically, whenever you're sending any official email, your signatures should be there, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
this part is only to get the default signature in the body of your email.
And where it is stored, like default signature, we need to.
It is not stored. So what happens, as soon as we use this thing called dot display, it opens your, like, I'll show it again. So when you open this dot display, right, it opens your email body. So it will do something like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is your email body right now?
It's a signature.
It's
That's
only the signature. So now what
Yeah.
you're saying, just you remember how we had variables and we said x is equal to 10. And then later we used to say x is equal to x ampersand something.
Yeah, yeah.
Same concept.
Okay.
Okay. So initially HTML body is what? It's blank.
Mm-hmm.
But when you open and display it, now what it is, it's a signature part.
Okay.
And now we are putting the text and we are appending a signature to it.
Okay. So do we need to store this picture, what your logo you had stored
No.
in advance?
Automatically, no, it's not required. What I was doing, that's not required. You can directly do it. So it's displaying, it's capturing. That is the body of HTML. So again, same concept. When you have a variable or a property, you can either extract the property or you can assign to the property. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if I say .html body, I'm extracting the property over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did I extract? The signature, the default signature.
Yes, that's what my question is. Where have you
You
put
don't have to store it anywhere, right? So if I say worksheets1.name, I don't have to store anything. I'm calling the name of that sheet.
Right. I'm
Same
asking
concept.
your name, your designation, and everything you had put in the signature earlier.
Yes.
Okay. It's just calling it.
It's just calling the signature. Yes.
Okay.
Shani, could you please mention those set of green instruction again before those lines so that we can know whenever we are reading that what this code is using.
Me
that
too. I
of
will
the
also. Absolutely. Even I will need them again. This opens the email and this opens the email. Okay. Once the email is open, the body of the email consists of the signature. Okay. And automatically assigned HTML body. All right. So in this line, what we are doing is this line helps us to assign a value to HTML body by concatenating the text from Excel with previous value of HTML body, which is the signature. Yeah. You able to understand what I wrote, right?
Yes, Ishani.
Yes. All right. Next thing that you had given to me was we don't want one attachment, we want multiple attachments. So I was trying, first I tried that, okay, let's create a sheet where my multiple attachments are kept like this, but was not very easy. Then I thought, why not keep it like this in a vertical fashion? So how many times should I pick an attachment? That will depend on how many attachments are there. So what I did was I counted how many columns of attachments are there. So I'm using a variable j, and over here I said from the range d, in this case I is equal to 1, so this becomes d2. From range d2 to d2, how many cells are there, and minus 1. Now why I had to start from d2 was because initially I wrote the code with e2, and when it say E2 to control shift down, it reached to the very end and I was getting a lot of errors. So I debugged and saw that it's not working. So if there's only one attachment, this creates a problem. So what I said, okay, let's start from column D, a column before that, control shift to right. It gave us 2. How many attachments are there? 2 minus 1. So 1 attachment, it will run for 1 to 1. So J from 1 to 1. Now, what is source? Source is again, we are taking it as a string, which is storing the path and the name of the file that I have. And the path and the name of the file I've kept in the column E. Now, since I have to move the rows, because once one email is done, I'll be moving to the next row. And I also want to move the columns. Now, why I need to move the columns? Because if I have multiple attachments. So rather than using range, now I've used cells. So in cells, if you remember, first it was row. So which row I am in? I plus 1, which is 2. And in which column I am? J minus 1. Where J is equal to 1. So this becomes fifth column. Fifth column is column E. And when J is increasing, it will go to column F, column G, and so on and so forth. So this code over here helps you. This is for multiple attachments. So whether you have one attachment or you have more than one attachment, automatically it will know it, and one by one it is attaching. So email item is your body of the email, dot attachments is the syntax, dot add. So you're adding an attachment, and which attachment it is going to pick from the source. Source is what? The path and the name given in the Excel cell. So once this is done, all the attachment gets done, and that dot send to send the email. And then we are reassigning it to blank. So email item equal to nothing, blank, and going back and repeating the process for the next person.
Can you please explain this J minus 1 in the source?
So like I said, initial thought process was, if I have to know how many attachments were there. So typically, how would you find out? You will do this thing, right? From the first attachment column, attachment 1, control shift right arrow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you will get 2. Now if it's more than 1, it works fine. This funda works fine. But if it was 1, the problem was it was going to the very end of Excel. Last column. So how did I avoid it? I said, let's count from column D. Okay. Now when I'm counting from column D, it gives me 2. But are there 2 attachments?
No.
No. So I had to do a minus 1 to it.
Okay.
Okay. That's how I got my number of attachments. So this entire line, this is helping me to find the number of attachment.
Okay. This 5 is the column number?
5. Yeah.
5.
Column E. Column E
Column
is 5.
E. Yeah.
Okay, so this code helps me to find the multiple attachments, number of attachments. Once I know it, I am using cells. If you remember how was cells was written as first the row and then the column, right? So which row is it? Row is 2, row 2 and column is 5. But then I want 5, then I want 6, then I want 7. So over here, I plus 1 is helping me the row and 5 plus j minus 1 is helping me with the column. Now my initial attachment is in column E. So that's why I did j minus 1. So then this becomes 0. There is no addition to the next column.
Okay.
Okay. Instead of
Now.
starting j from 0, I have this weird habit of starting my loops through 1 only. I'll do other adjustment in the body of the code, but my loop starts from 1. So this is that adjustment. So it starts from column.
All right.
Yeah.
Now got it.
Okay. And if this is creating confusion, you can do it 4 plus j. That could also be done. But like I said, I was working with yes, Gunjan, we can do it. But I was thankful to God I was able to finish it before the class. That was my biggest fear of not being able to finish before the session starts. Okay, so let me send this workbook to you. Put this workbook on the LMS. Why don't you give it a try?
But we don't have Outlook in our personal.
Shani, you already have solved multiple problems that I used to face. There's one last question from my end.
You know, whenever people start with such sweet comment, I know there's some more work they want.
Yes.
One last thing, because this is a practical problem that I faced. So the mailbox that I use is a shared mailbox, and in my Outlook there are 3 mailbox attached to it. One is Genpact, one is shared mailbox, and one is client's mailbox. So I have to select the from part also. So
I think that should be doable. Now that I've done this, I feel more confident about myself. Hold on. Is here to rescue, no?
And also regarding that last thing, nothing, what's that code does?
Is this the 1 second? So have you optimized my code or this is your own code now, Gunjan?
This was my code for bulk email, I remember.
All right. What was that? Nothing, was just resetting basically the object black to a blank. That's what it did.
And what if I don't do that? What will happen?
What will happen? I think the body of the email is going to get concatenated with the previous one, because that's not blank anymore. It still has some value that it is holding on to.
Okay.
All right, this is a file. I'm not going to ask you to write the code. I don't think so. All of you have the need of it, number 1. Number 2, I know this is one-time thing. If you have got a template, then you really don't have to break your head on it again and again. But the basic thing, you have to understand how to place your value so that the code works efficiently in the front end also. So you can't just mess around the columns as per what you want. You can't insert and delete any columns in this. Just make sure of that. And if you do, you should know how to adjust your code in the backend.
Thank you, Shani.
You are welcome. Okay. So what Faisal is saying, let's check that out. Set from also should be configured. I don't know if it's there. Let's try. Dot. No, from is not.
Shani, this coding only works for the Outlook only.
Yeah. See, you have
I
to
mean,
understand, because all of them are same family, MS Office. So the coding is for VBA. VBA is a backend of all the what do you call, backend of all the Microsoft Office applications.
Okay, so if you want to if you want to add some other like Gmail or anything, that won't be what, like.
You could, but again, all these objects would ultimately again change.
Yeah, because where we'll try as we don't have to send emails to multiple people right now. So
Right. So if you are going to send it through Gmail, like I said, only thing is then you will have to figure out how this would work. This objects will change yet again. It won't remain the same thing. These objects that are written in this code is only meant for Outlook.
Yes, got it.
Okay. From part, I don't know, Faisal. Give me some time to research. I thought if I say .from, it might be there. But BCC body format, CC class clear conflicts.
Ishani, it's session.account.
Session sender email address. This one also would work, or no? Send using account. Send using account.
Yes, send
This
using
one.
account.
And then you can just assign, right? Let's say there is
I'm
only
using
one.
session.
Won't this work?
I don't know.
It looks like it should work, but I will not be able to test. Only Faisal, you will be able to test it.
I think it is display the name, but account is not select because I'm selecting using this.
You use session.
Session dot account and make it make a for loop, and each and every time selecting all, not select
I think based on my understanding, what the session.account would do is, depending on Outlook, what you have set by default, it will use that.
It's collecting all account, and one by one we check in the for loop, and when we select the correct account, then select.
All right. Okay. So that I have not. I just have, I think, one account over here right now. I don't have more accounts. I used to keep it, but right now I have one, so I can't even check it, to be honest. So Faisal, give me time. Next time, probably, with the Vivek and Gunjan help, we will be able to put this thing also over here. Okay. For now, I don't know.
Okay,
Or probably Vivek, if you could, in the code that we have written, if you could modify and share it with Faisal.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, why are we going to meet next week again? There is very interesting thing that we will learn, and that is called to create user forms. Have you heard about user forms? Have you heard about user forms?
No. Yes, I have read that close
You
to
read.
close to module, above module, right?
No. Yeah, it is there. But basically, when you click on any of these things in Excel, this box that comes up.
Yeah.
This is actually a user form. These are called user forms. Okay. So if you look at a user form, you will see whatever designing we have done in form controls. Because, when I was teaching you form controls, if you remember, I was taking example from here again and again, saying this is how it is, this is what it is. So you can design these forms in the backend and run the forms and get the input from the forms, and then run your programs. Okay, so Monday we will learn how to create these user forms. Now, user forms are event oriented. Event oriented as in they don't return a value in Excel cell. You have to code to use the value and have some kind of programming done with it. So there's another set of programming which would be there, which is based on the objects being the form controls like list box dot something something we'll have to write, option button 1 dot something something we'll have to write. Now the objects that we will be dealing on Monday would be the form controls that you have used. Okay, so this is what a user form is all about. Okay, we'll again, we have to design it in the back end, we have to program in the back end, and then we can utilize it in the front end.
Okay.
So that would be there. And let's see, more automation has been requested. If I can do that, I'll work on it. Anything else? Would we be learn user form connections? So I think Gunjan, you are the person who's giving me more homework. That has been requested. Like I said, that will be again experimenting for me. Never done that. Okay, so I'll experiment, see if this experiment is successful before you finish your sequel, then yes. Otherwise, I would not be able to help. But I think it's just a matter of like today I had to figure out the objects and all and playing around with it. So it will be similar to it. So let me try. Okay, any other questions? Any other homeworks to be given to me?
No.
Ishani, I tried this code, whatever you are giving right now, it's working. Like in the Excel sheet, we have 2 rows, right? So it's working for first one, test email 1. Test email 2 is getting attached, but it's not sending.
Test email 2 is getting attached, not sending. Did I mess up something in the code? Hold on.
I don't think so.
No. Let me run this code once again. F5. It's for me, it is sending. I could see that. See, both emails are there. So it's in the outbox, so fine, it will go. So both emails are working for me. We'll have to check why it is not happening in your case.
So error message is at email item dot attachments dot add source.
Did you put anything in the attachment? Probably we'll have to put another line of code over here just in case my email does not have an attachment. There is an assumption it always need to have attachment.
Okay.
What if I don't have an attachment, then what? Ideally, then also email should go out. Right? So on error, on
Resume
error
next.
resume next, yes, something like that has to be put over here.
Okay.
See, typically when your raw data files are very large, what I've done in the past is I have saved them like dot x, what was it? Hold on. As a binary file. That helps to reduce the big files quite a bit and it does not distort my work. So Excel binary workbooks .xlsb is what I've used in the past to reduce the file size in terms of emailing, and then when we can turn it back to our normal Excel file and use it. We currently saved it and that is also large. Okay, so that is not working. I'll have to see. I need to pick up my notebook, write it.
All good, Ishani, I have checked. All good.
All good? Okay.
Yeah, it was sent. It's just that I'm doing from Genpack to other. When I put okay.
Oh, you cannot. It cannot go. Okay.
No, it will go. I need to give the justification.
All right. Gunjan, what did you ask? I forgot.
How to
okay,
compress
yeah,
the file
reduce,
size.
compress the files. Okay.
Ishani, I need a little help from you.
Sure.
If you can send some Excel work, because what is happening as we are currently not working on Excel, so can give some exercise also so that keep up the pace and keep up things in mind. So 1 or 2 only maybe.
Okay, but I'll give it in such a way that you have to apply form controls with it.
All right, yeah, that will be great.
Okay,
that will be practice for the assessment as well.
Yeah, I think This would be the case.
See, my weekends are generally not free, but you guys are loading me with homework. Assignment, controls, and Excel. And one more thing I had to tell you guys. Oh, you also need, so Gunjan and Vivek, if I don't put this P tags on it, would it work, or how do you guys deal with the body of the email?
Since we are using the body format as HTML, we have to put down the tags to, separate into different lines. Else, if you are using normal plain text, we can just use the VB new line or next line
That
method.
will be, if you're putting
Yes.
that will be in the body of the email.
Yes, if the format is dot body. If we are using as a format dot body HTML, then we have to use the tags. Since we are
Yes.
writing the format in HTML.
No, simplify your language for a
Okay.
layman.
So, so basically, when we write on the mail item, there is a property called dot body format.
Okay.
Under that thing, I have seen two kind of formats: OL format HTML, and another is OL format plain. When we say
Right.
body format is OL format HTML, we have to use the body format as dot HTML body, and the string or body values passed should be written in HTML tags.
Okay, so
Since
what you
we
are
have
sending
used
is
dot
that
HTML body, yes,
so what you are doing, you're sending as a over here it
HTML
will
tag.
become.
HTML tag is easy to write rather than justifying and putting all the format in.
So you don't have to do this part.
I do, but yes, I do. I do the para and break.
You
and
have to
whole
write
thing.
this,
Yes.
but you're writing it in Excel
No, I'm writing in the backend VBA.
in the backend. Okay. So what I can do, like I said, I'll send you this code also, just in case, you can write it as it is in Excel and then use this code to convert. That function. I'll just show it to you how to use this function. You will have to copy and plug it in your, what is it, in your Excel. So for example, if I had written something and alt enter something, alt enter something, and then if I say equal to tag and refer to this cell, automatically it converts and does the work for me. All right, so same thing I can send to you. Just remember how you have to, where to write a function. It has to be written in a module. So copy paste the function in a module and then you can use this p tag function for your Excel. So I'll send you this code also.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to send you the Word file for it so that you can pick the code, copy and paste it. All right.
Okay.
I'm just thinking this might be different. Looks like. Okay, anyways, I'll upload it and then you can use it easily. Anything else required?
Ishani, where is this file saved in IV?
Which file?
The mail sending macro.
It's in your LMS under class files, because this is what we did in the class today.
Okay.
So class file 21. So email attachment, emails with attachment, and I'm putting that name tag thing also. All right. So that's it. I'll see you on Monday and we'll work with user forms. And I know I told you guys coding is over, but it's back again. User form will require coding once again. So I think you should enjoy that part also.
Yes,
All
definitely.
right.
Shani. Thank you.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Thank you so much.